Yeah, good morning, every one of you.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning. So far we are seeing this one, Unit 3, resins, plasticizers, and additives. So we have seen the contents, this resin binders, various types of resins, resin binders. Then natural resins we have discussed, this rosin and shellac. Then today we will see this one, alkyd resins, epoxy, phenolic resins, and chlorinated rubber and vinyl chloride. These are all the resins. So yeah, before that one, I want to know what are the difficulties in this course from you? Do you face any difficulties in understanding this course?
No,
Please
sir.
respond, everybody. Yes, roll number 17, Kamesh.
No, sir. It's okay, sir. It's easy, sir. No difficulties.
Easy. Okay, what about notes?
Immediate
Same.
easy ketla, sir.
Immediate.
Sir? Sir?
What
Em,
about
sir?
notes? Notes.
OSCT, sir.
Yes, OSCT.
I have notes, sir.
You have notes. Okay,
Sister's
what
notes.
about your own notes? I am asking.
My own notes.
Yes,
What
you.
is use of my own notes again, sir?
What is use of again your notes, sir?
Again writing the same thing. If I write, what is the use of it, sir?
You're asking me what is the use?
Sir,
Again,
not like that, but
uh,
I can manage from sister's notes. That notes book, sir.
I can manage means that you can't manage with that one. You have to write once again. Okay, it's up
Sir.
to you. Okay, everybody feels the same thing. You can manage on your own. Yes, I understand this is the elective subject. Okay, but you should know something. You should acquire some knowledge from this course.
Yes, sir.
Is it so? One second. Yeah. Okay, everybody feels the same thing. You can manage. Yes. Okay, I don't want to call everybody by the name. Okay, just respond. Just want to know the status of your notes.
We are
Yes.
writing, sir.
Okay, writing on your own or just using the same scanned copy or like this Kamesh,
Uh,
the
both,
principles
sir.
of Kamesh, you are both.
Yes, sir.
Both means you just have to
I'm.
copy from the scanned copies, you just have to copy with your own handwriting. That's what I am expecting.
We are doing that only, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Anand, what about you? Anand, is absent, huh? Yes, Anand.
Sir, I will show. Sir.
I can't hear you.
Sir, I will show you the notes, sir. I already started the notes.
Already
Started the notes, sir. I'm
started
copying the notes, sir.
writing or started collecting?
Started writing, sir.
Okay. Okay, tomorrow can you show me the notes?
Sir, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Then same 17/28.
Sir,
Yes, what about you? Notes.
the resistance.
What?
Tomorrow I will show you, sir.
Okay, yeah, compulsory you have to show me.
Yes, sir.
This 49, roll number 17/49.
Yes, sir.
Yes, what about you? Notes.
మీరు క్లాస్లో ఫిజికల్ క్లాస్లో చెప్పినంత వరకే రాసినాం సార్.
దీనికి కూడా సేమా ఆన్సర్? ఓకే, అవి కూడా రాసుకోవాలి, ఇంకా తప్పదు.
ఓకే ఓకే సార్. ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, 47, రోల్ నెంబర్ 47. Okay, today also absent roll number 47. Okay, last call, roll number 47. Then roll number 39.
Yes, sir.
Yes, what about you? Notes
Sir, I will show in next class.
from next class?
Yes, sir.
Show, you will show in next class, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, definitely from next class, including this class. Once again, I will modify the attendance. I'll just post it absent. It's your will, wish. Okay, roll number 34.
Yes, sir.
Yes, what about you?
Writing, sir.
Okay, writing means how much part you completed?
Sir, I started second unit, sir.
Okay, tomorrow you have to show me, okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes, next 32.
Writing, sir.
How much part you completed? Writing.
First chapter, last.
First chapter, last. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, tomorrow you have to show, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Yes. 29.
Tomorrow I show, sir.
Okay, 28.
Sir, Monday. Next class will be, sir.
Okay. 17. Okay, you have to write your own notes. 17. No excuse. Kamesh. 14. Roll number 14. Yeah, roll number.
సార్ మళ్ళీ మొత్తం అంతా రాయాలా సార్? థియరీ సార్
రాయాలి, లేదంటే రోజు 10 క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతాను, ఆన్సర్ చెప్పాలి.
క్లాస్లోనా సార్?
క్లాస్లోనే.
ఇది ఓకే సార్.
Okay, okay. Those
better, sir.
Okay, there are two options. One thing is you have to write notes. Otherwise, daily 10 questions I will ask. Among the notes only I will ask. You have to answer. Okay. People who are either of the options can raise your hands.
Raise it, sir.
Since this is an elective, no. This is an elective. I am giving two options. One thing you have to write entire notes. Notes has been supplied to you. Okay, every scanned copy. Then you can write that notes, copy the same notes with your own handwriting in your notes. One option. And second option is you can answer the 10 questions. Okay, only 2, 17 and 6 has been raised in hand. Okay, every day these two people will be asked the questions, 10 questions. Okay, those who wants can raise their hand. 17 and 6 has raised their hand. So I am going to ask 10 questions daily basis. Be prepared every day. All others are writing notes.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. All others will write notes. I'm assuming by default. Yeah. Okay, last call for roll number 47. Okay, roll number 47 is absent.
Sir, your mic is in mute, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I wrongly pressed leave button instead of dismissing. Yeah, we are going to start the class. This one in the last class, until last class, we have discussed this natural resins. Two types of resins. One is rosin and or coliphony, or this next one is a shellac. Okay, we have discussed this one. Then today we are going to discuss about synthetic resins. So that synthetic resins, the first one is the alkyd resins. So alkyd resins are nothing but which are modified with a number of oils, including many types of oils like soya oil, linseed oil, dehydrated castor oil, and coconut oil. Everything will be just it can be modified. This type of resins will be usually found out in this crystalline form like this. Okay, alkyd resin is a synthetic resin then made by condensation reaction. Okay, condensation reaction is nothing but a characteristics of a release of water. So in between the reaction is this condensation reaction is in between this polyhydric alcohol like a glycerol, then dibasic acids like a phthalic anhydride. So this is also called as a binder. So we are calling this film formers or binders or this one resins. Okay, all three are same. So this is a one type of binder. So this is a non-volatile portion. So binder in the non-volatile portion of the vehicle of a paint. So vehicle of a paint is nothing but resin plus solvent is called as a vehicle of a paint. So after drying, it binds the pigment particles together with the paint film as a whole. So as a solvent leaves, this binds to the particular substrate. Okay, the same one, same like a earlier mechanism. So but these resins are the synthetic resins which are synthesized using the condensation reaction between polyhydric alcohols and dibasic acids. So usually they will be in a number of modified forms. So usually it will be included in oils. Some oils, if you want a liquid type of long oil alkyd resins, you have to dissolve them in some suitable oils, which are like a soybean oil, linseed oil, this castor oil or coconut oil. So they in turn can be combined with such resins or acrylics like a vinyl toluenes or the silicones, amines, resins. So everything they can be combined with. Okay, if you want this into some suitable liquid-like form, you have to dissolve them in some suitable types of oils. So they are fairly inexpensive. So they are very much inexpensive and they have a variety of properties. Many types of properties will be contained by this alkyl resins. Usually what happens, this alkyl resins will be just modified somewhat and they will be called as a phenolic resins also. So usually this alkyl resins plus phenolic resins will be combined, and to obtain a special properties, these two resins will be combined. So because of the very low cost of this one alkyl resins, they are used along with this phenolic resins also. So alkyl resins can be directly prepared using this condensation reaction of this polyhydric alcohol and dibasic acids. And there are two manufacturing methods are there. One is this one, what we say, the alcoholysis process, and other one is this modified form of this alkyl resins can be manufactured using the other form of fatty acids also. We can manufacture this one. So the fatty acids resins tends to have a paler color. So whatever the fatty acid resins we will prepare using this alkyl mechanism, so this will be looking as a paler color. So than the oil modified. So oil modified resins will be looking somewhat brighter and somewhat a good color, but this fatty acid modified resins will be there. They will be looking as somewhat paler color. So usually they will be having somewhat the superior properties, as well as they are having this non-costly. They are very inexpensive. Because of this, they are very much used in many types of film forming agents. So there are usually three types of alkyl resins will be there. One is a short alkyl resins, then medium alkyl resins, then long alkyl resins. So this alkyl resins are classified in these three categories based on the oil length percentage, oil percentage. So if the oil percentage is in between 20 to 25%, so this will be called as a short alkyl resin. If the oil percentage is nearly 45 to 60%, so that alkyl resins will be called as a this medium alkyl resins. Then if the oil percentage is greater, like 60 to 80%, so that resins will be called as a long alkyl resins. So usually this short alkyl resins, whatever is there, that will have a special characteristics like non-oxidative characteristics, and so usually they will be soluble in aromatic hydrocarbon solvents and will have a hard brittle film. Whenever you are applying this film, short alkyl resins on that some substrate, because of this this non-oxidative characteristics as well as this solubility in aromatic hydrocarbons, they can able to produce a hard brittle film. So film will be very hard, but it will be a brittle one. Then usually they will be used as a modifying resins. So in many systems they will be used as a modifying resins. Usually they will be fitted for the interior applications only. Short alkyl resins. The next one is the medium alkyl resins. So usually this medium alkyl resins will be having a percentage of oil percentage like between 40 to 45 to 60%. So this will have possess a unique characteristics like air drying and or baking curing characteristics. Okay, in the curing equipments, okay, in heat treatment equipments, this type of resins will find a usually good applications. Then usually this medium alkyd resins will be soluble in aliphatic aromatic solvents blends, and they are more flexible films. They can produce a more flexible films. Okay, flexibility in the film is very high, and also they are soluble in aromatics, aliphatic and aromatic solvents. So the uses for this type of short medium chain, medium alkyd resins are, so for the interior as well as exterior applications also they can be used, where the fast drying is very much advantageous. Fast drying is required. There we can use this medium alkyd resins. Then next one is a long alkyd resins. Usually in the long alkyd resins, 60 to 80 percentage will be the oil composition, and this unique characteristics of this long alkyd resins will be oxidative characteristics like air drying characteristics. So easily it will be catching a oxygen and bonding with them, and auto oxidative properties will be very high in that one. Then usually they will be soluble in aliphatic solvents only. So they will produce very flexible films. These also will produce a very flexible films, but they will be soluble only in the aliphatic solvents. Whereas the medium chain, medium alkyd resins will be soluble in aromatic and aliphatic solvents also. Then usually this type of high long alkyd resins will be suitable for exterior air drying systems. So exterior applications. Whereas medium alkyd resins will be used for exterior and interior, but short chain, short alkyd resins will be used only for the interior. Okay, this was the alkyd resins. Then next resin will be this phenolic resins. So phenolic resins, usually in the phenolic resins, what happens? This will be blended. This alkyd resins will be found in a blended form in this phenolic resins. So this phenolic resins are a polycondensation products of phenols and aldehydes. Usually it is referred as a formaldehydes. Okay, formaldehyde resins. So usually there will be a reaction between these phenols and formaldehydes only. Then it will be looking as shown in this picture, yellow colored crystalline solids. So usually they will be prepared in the liquids after dissolving in some suitable solvent. So phenolic resin is a heat cured plastic formed from a reaction of carbon based alcohol and a chemical called aldehyde. So this will be this resin will be prepared during the curing process, heat cured process between these two, carbon based alcohol and the chemical called aldehyde. Then formaldehyde is a common raw material for this type of resin. So formaldehyde, it is a polycondensation product of one reactant, which is a formaldehyde, as well as the other reactant, which is a phenol. So that's why we are calling this as a phenol formaldehyde types of resins. So phenolic resins they will be called as. Then next one, this one. So usually this type of phenolic resins will be, they used to be in the old types of phones will be there, no? So that is called as a bakelite. So this phenolic resins will be used in that type of phones. So Nokia type of phones, they will be using this type of phenolic resins only. Then why we should use the phenolic resins? What are its advantages? So whenever we are going to use this phenolic resins compared to the alkyd resins, though alkyd resins are inexpensive in nature, but they will be blended with the phenolic resins usually. So because of the superiority of this phenolic resins, like superior creep resistance. So what is this creep resistance? If you put some constant pressure on some material, so what happens? It will be prone to fail. Okay, at some point in time, it will be prone to fail. So because of this nature, that should have some creep resistance. That failure should be very low. So that failure, whenever they are having a very low failure for that creep, so that is called as a creep resistance. So its strength will be very high, and also the stability under the load will be very high. It can bear heavy loads. Okay, that particular material will bear a heavy load if it is having a superior creep resistance. Then another advantage is a low weight, high strength and modulus. So the modulus will be very high, its weight will be very low, and also its strength will be very high. So because of this, we can produce a solid rigid film. So because of this, this particular material will have an advantage of having a high strength and high modulus also. The next one is a chemical resistant, or due to its chemical resistant properties, It can be fixed. It can be used in the harsh marine environment also. It also, due to its low absorption capacity of water, these are usually applied in the marine environments, like in a big ship buildings. So there we can use this phenolic formaldehyde resins, or simply the phenolic resins. Then next one is it will possess excellent flammability resistance and low smoke and toxicity. So because of this low smoke and toxicity, so the safety aspects of this phenolic resins will be very high. So increased level of safety you can observe in this one. Then the next one is high carbon and char yield. So the carbon yield and the char will be very high. So because of this, it will retain its very high strength, and also it will be integrated from the fire breakouts. So as a fire retardant, this resins also it can be useful. Fire retardant paint applications also we can use this type of resins because of this high carbon and char yield. So phenolic aldehyde resins, or the phenolic resins, simply we can say, are nothing but an alkyde resins modified with a phenolic resins. So usually they will be modified with a phenolic resins in order to improve the properties of the alkyde resins for a particular application. Okay, depending on the application, so they will be prepared. Usually they will be prepared using the polycondensation reaction or polycondensation products of this phenol and aldehydes, in particularly phenol and formaldehyde. The two resins that are combined are whatever the alkyde resins and phenolic resins, whatever we are combining, they should be a different component, but with a unique properties. They will possess a unique properties. So alkyde resins are, we know that they are the polyesters. Usually they will be built from the polyhydric alcohols and also the polybasic acids. Okay, that aldehyde resins just now we have seen. But phenolic resins will be the polycondensation reaction. So you can see here this one, the condensation reaction between polyhydric alcohol as well as a dibasic acid. So this aldehyde, alkyde resin, but here the polycondensation products. So whenever you are combining these two, they often leads to a good property film or a good property paint. So phenolic aldehyde resins. So together, if you call this one phenolic plus phenolic aldehyde resins are often used as a marine paints. So usually they are very much suitable for the marine paints for enhanced water resistance, and are industrial, and also in the industrial machineries also these are very much used because they are largely chemical resistant. This type of phenolic aldehyde resins are very much resistant for the chemicals, very much resistance for also the water. So because of this advantage, we can use this as a marine paints as well as in the industrial machinery also. This we can use. Then so they will have a good adhesion properties also. Usually this phenolic and aldehyde resins will have a good adhesion properties. Adhesion is nothing but the attaching property. So that adhesion property will be good, and also they are corrosion resistant also. Because of this corrosion resistant property, so this will be used for the industrial heavy machinery operations, heavy machinery applications also it can be used. So one of the areas where alkyde resins can be enhanced or by increasing their resistivity to water and oils. So if we increase the resistivity to water, oil, and this chemical as well as corrosion, so this type of phenolic resin, this type of phenolic resin processing paints can be used in almost every application, every industrial application, marine application also we can use because of their superior, very high superior properties compared to the single alkyde resin or the single phenolic resins. Usually they will be in the clubbed up form or a combined form, phenolic aldehyde resin. So modification with this phenolic resins is also very useful for the applications where extra chemical and also the extra corrosion resistance is also needed. So materials usually made with this phenolic resins are used for the chemical resistant materials. So adding this will add some of the properties, some of the good properties to the phenolic as well as this alkyde resins. When you are using as a single resin, so its properties will be less. When you are using as a combined resin, phenolic alkyde resins, they will possess a very superior properties. That superior properties will make this type of paints to be useful in almost in every type of industrial applications, like a marine application, transport as a transport paints, and also in the industrial machineries, and also in various primers also we can use this one, and as a corrosion resistant paint also we can use, and also in many types of paint finishes also this can be used. So this is having one type of disadvantage, this type of phenolic resins, phenolic alkyde resins. What is this disadvantage means? It is having a poor weathering properties. Okay, weather will affect very much high. Though it is corrosion resistant, though it is a chemical resistant, though it is a absorption resistant, though it is a oil resistant, the pollutants, okay, whatever the weather conditions are there, so they will impact very much high. This phenolic aldehyde alkyde resins. So if you have this single resin, so the properties will be very less. So single resins will have a different application in which the phenolic resins can be used for this old type of phones, not new smartphones. We are using this one. So in the old type of phones, like a Nokia type of phones, so that bakelite material, whatever the bakelite material is there, which is nothing but a phenolic resin material only. So if you combine this alkyde and phenolic resin, so that will be called as phenolic alkyde resins. So that phenolic alkyde resins will be having a will be finding many applications in many industrial setups like a heavy machineries, corrosion resistant product, and also in the marine applications, in the transportation industry also we can find very much high application for this type of resins. So they will be having a very superior properties. That superior properties will be due to this advantages like its superior creep strength, and also due to the low weight, high strength and modulus that will increase the strength and rigidity of that particular material. Then chemical resistant, it can withstand to the harsh marine environment also due to its resistance to water as well as oil also. Because of this, it can withstand that much harsh environment like this marine environments. Then also it will possess the excellent flammability resistant. So flame resistant it also the low smoke point. It is having a low smoke point, and also it is having a low toxicity levels. Whenever we are handling this type of paints, the safety aspects will be very high. Because of this, we have written this increased safety level of safety we can write. Then next one is high carbon and char yield. Because of this high carbon materials, so this will retain a high strength inside that one. And because of this high strength, the integrity for the fire breaks will be very high. So this will be used in the this one, what we say. This will be used in paint resistant, this fire breaking, fire retardant materials also. We can use this one. Then next, this creep. I hope you understood that creep. What is a creep? Whenever you are applying some constant load on some material, so that at that point there will be chance that that material will be having a failure. Okay, that material will be failing there. So because of this, we are this type of resins will be very much creep resistance. That type of materials will be coated with this type of phenol aldehyde resins, then it will offer a very much high creep resistance. If you apply some continuous load on that material also, the chances of failure will be very less for this type of materials, or for this type of paints where we are using this one. Then next one is the epoxy resins. So epoxy resins are also known as a polyepoxides. So polyepoxides also we can call this one. So these are the class of reactive prepolymers and polymers which contain epoxide groups. Usually the epoxide groups will be very high. So because of this, the epoxy resins make a great adhesive property. So adhesion between various substrate will be very high because of this epoxy resins, and are one of the few adhesives that can be used on metals. So in the metals or in wood finishing works also we can use, in place of this wood also we can use this type of smooth finishes. So epoxy resins will possess a very high adhesive properties, but they are also used for things like protective coatings as well as materials. Not only as an adhesive, we can use this for the protective coatings and as materials in things like electronic circuit boards, and also for patching holes in concrete pavements. In patching holes in concrete pavements also we can use, in the wood also. So this whatever the holes are there, a big holes in this one. So to fill this one also we can use this epoxy resins. Not only as a protective coating, we can also use this type of coatings in various other applications like a protective coatings also. So they will possess excellent corrosion properties, and also they are very much chemical resistance. So because of their tendency to fade and chalk, okay, when exposed to sunlight, they are having a very tendency to fade. So the color will be fading. Obviously, the chalking will be very high. So already we discussed this one. Chalking is nothing but whenever we are touching our wall like this, if this paint is chalking, okay, this paint or this wash is chalking, then we will observe some what we say white powder like things, the powdery things. So that is nothing but a chalking. So this type of epoxies will have a strong adhesive properties. Resins will have a strong adhesive properties. Because of this, they can be used as a filling agents in the wood as well as in the concrete pavements. And also in the protective coatings also we can use because of its chemical resistance and corrosion resistance. But whenever they are exposing to the sunlight, so that due to that exposure to the sunlight, they will be fade away, that color will be fading away, and also along with that the chalking effect will be very high, so that will be damaging to that, causing a damage to that one. So because of this disadvantage, this type of epoxy resins will be used in the interior top coats, okay, interior paints only we can use this epoxy resins. And also in the primers, especially whenever we are using that primers for the exterior applications. Okay, primers means the primary coating which we are providing for the substrate. Okay, in that one we can use this type of epoxy resins. And also whenever you are using as a top coat or the final finished coat, so in the epoxy resin we are using in the final finished coat, we have to use it only for the interior applications. Okay, internal applications only we have to use, because whenever they are exposing to the sunlight, they will have a tendency to fade away, as and also to the chalking process also it is very high. So because of this disadvantage, they are better suitable for the interior applications whenever we are using that epoxy resins um, in the top coats. Whenever if you are using for the primers, okay, we can use for the exterior applications also, because on the primer we will apply some top coat, okay, some decorative coat obviously we will apply. So because of this disadvantage only, these are very much useful for the interior applications or exterior applications, especially in the primers. Then they will possess excellent corrosion properties. So they are processing excellent corrosion properties. Because of this properties, a film thickness, okay, a film thickness of as low as 0.5 mils. Okay, usually the thickness of the films will be measured in the mils. Okay, mils will be there, a mil scale will be there. So that I will show in the unit 5. Okay, paint testings. Okay, it will be measured, the thickness of that particular film, whatever it is offering to that particular substrate, will be measured in the mils. Okay, mil gauge. So the epoxy resin is usually cross-linked with melamine or urea resin at the curing temperature, nearly at the curing temperature of 325 or this 350 or above 400 degree Fahrenheit. What happens? They will be just cross-linking with the this urea or this melamine resins. So due to this, they will possess a good adhesive properties. So they are possessing a high excellent properties of adhesion as well as high degree of impact and abrasion resistance also. Okay, whenever you are having some abrasion, wear and tear, continuous wear and tear also, we can use this type of resins because of this high abrasion resistance. And also it will possess a resistance to chemicals as well as many types of solvents. They will be offering a good resistance. So due to the formula of this epoxy resins, a good fit for the chemical laboratory furniture and also for the many applications similar to these laboratory applications, chemical laboratory, especially for the chemical laboratory application, this type of epoxy resins are very much used. So they will possess a excellent insulating characteristics. Because of this insulating characteristics, they will find a good application in the electrical industry also, in the preparation of various tools. Okay, they can provide excellent wear and tear applications also. Because of this, for the tool industry also, it is very much useful. The tool processing industries also, these are very much useful. So usually they will process very low molecular weight also. So the molecular weight addition to the particular film will be very less. So so this is about the epoxy resin. I hope it is okay. Then next one is a chlorinated rubber. Okay, as you can see, the chlorinated rubber is also coming from some natural rubber, or it is also called as a polyolefin. We can call this as a polyolefin, in which they will be possessing around 65% of this chlorine will be added to give a solid film forming resin. So chlorinated rubber is used for coating, maintenance paints, maintenance paints, traffic markings and swimming pools, adhesions and fire retardants. So usually if you see, this will be looking as the powder as seen here. So white powder like things, it will be looking chlorinated rubber. So usually this type of chlorinated rubber will be useful for the paints for this sports applications paints and for the road pavements. In the road pavements to marking of the roads also we can use, and tracking, okay, for the bike tracking or this tracking applications like a cycling applications and everything we can use because of its high resistant, okay, high resistant, and the film thickness will be very high. This one solid film forming resins, they are very much solid film forming substance. It is a strong and resilient what we say thermoplastic resin. So this is a strong and resilient thermoplastic film, so that's why they are very much useful, okay, which are very much soluble at, they will produce a incombustible material. So though they are having this flexible film, they are also the incombustible materials. So the chlorine content makes it both versatile as well as extremely robust. So due to this 65% of this chlorine content, they are very much versatile and also they are very much robust films. So usually for coating for the medium viscosity rubbers, so they are used. And so there are many benefits using this chlorinated rubber. So due to the this composition of this chlorinated rubbers, so they are very much used in this chlorinated paints. So it's extremely hard wearing. So they will be producing extremely hard wearing properties. So wearing properties will be very high. So because of this whatever the painting during the roadsides, okay, signaling painting or something, they will be having a very high wearing strength, hard wearing strength. Because of this only they will be long lasting, very much long lasting. So this brings a benefit to busy working environment where surfaces are subjected to the lot of wear and also tear. So this the roads inside the road, on the road there are many vehicles passing, so this will be subjected to wear and tear very heavily. They will be subjected to wear and tear, where there is a heavy wear and tear applications in also in the sports application, and also in the trucking application also, the heavy wear and tear between this cycle tires as well as this track will be there. So there a heavy wear and tear is also there because of this heavy wear and tear withstanding property. This type of paints are very much useful for this type of application. Okay, these are not just only durable but also offers a high chemical and urine resistance also. Okay, they are durable, obviously they are very much durable paints, but also they will offer a very chemical resistance. They are very chemical resistance and also urine resistance, and also this alkali and acid resistant also they are. So in sewage treatment plants, okay, in the sewage treatment plants, in the sewage treatment industry also, this type of chlorinated rubber will be finding very much applications, okay, in order to prevent them from the damages that that entire water treatment system, we can prevent them from the damages. So this chlorinated rubber paints can also act as a good resistant to heat and also water. So because of this good resistant to heat and also good of because of this resistant to water, they are very much popular choice for exterior applications where paint work must endure the elements. So they are very much suitable for the exterior applications only. So all these are the road applications, trekking applications or sports applications. All these are the exterior applications where they will be long lasting and enduring, durable, flexible and versatile also because of its high wear and tear withstanding characteristics. Okay, they are available in wide range of colors. Okay, not only in the single colors, they are available in a wide range of colors and offers a good visibility and a long lasting finish. So visibility will be very high while we are passing through the road in the dark also, they are very much visible. So they are long lasting, they are long lasting finish. They will offer a long lasting finish as well as the visibility will be very high. Because of this visibility will be very high, they are preferred in the very high wear and tear applications. Okay, then uses, there are many uses for this one. Usually they will be very much suitable for this exterior applications. So when they are useful for the exterior applications also, we can use for the interior applications also. So the uses for this chlorinated rubber types of paints will be in the exterior as well as interior paints also. And in the road markings we can use, swimming pools we can use, then metal surface, concrete surface, road manholes, many types of this water treatment plants also we can use. Okay, all these are the applications for this type of chlorinated rubber because of this resistant to alkali environments and also to the urine resistant and also due to the acid resistance also. This type of paints will be used in many types of industrial water treatment plants also. Then this is the chlorinated rubber, and this last one, I hope, yeah, last one is this one, vinyl resins. So vinyl resins, vinyl chloride, PVC, polyvinyl chloride, all this you have heard about this one. So vinyl resins. So somewhat this is related. So vinyl ester resins is usually called, or often just a vinyl ester we will call. So is a resin produced by the esterification of epoxy resin with acrylic or methacrylic acids. So this will be looking like this one, a crystal like a form. So vinyl resins, these are usually called as a vinyl ester resins and also as a vinyl ester resins, vinyl ester resins or vinyl ester, just we can call like this. So they are the combination of the esterification between epoxy resin and also the acrylic or methacrylic acids. So this is the thermoset materials, whereas the previous ones are the thermoplastic materials. So thermoset materials can be used as an alternative to polyesters and also epoxy materials. As a thermoset polymer matrix is composite materials. So these are very robust, these are very composite, very complex materials. So where its characteristic strength and bulk cost are intermediate between polyesters and epoxy resins. So this strength and characteristics of the resins are very much intermediate. Okay, in between. Okay, in between applications we can use this one. In between applications of polyester as well as epoxy resins, we can use this type of vinyl resin paints. Then it is a common resin in a marine industry due to its corrosion resistance and ability to withstand water absorption. So this is having an excellent ability against the water. So it is a water resistance as well as it's a corrosion resistance also. Because of this advantage, these are excellent marine resistant paints. In the marine paints, these are very much popular. And also it is a laminating for laminating process. So vinyl ester is useful initiated with methyl ethyl ketone peroxides as a laminating materials also we can use this one. It has a great strength and mechanical properties than polyesters and less than epoxy resin. So in between range of this polyester as well as this epoxy resin, we can use this vinyl ester resins. So vinyl ester resins or vinyl resins are often used in repair materials and laminating because it is a waterproofing and reliable materials. So vinyl resins, okay, they will find in many applications like our notebook covers and everything. So that esters, because of this water resistance, we can use this in our notebooks. I don't remember this in our childhood. We used to just fix out this material around our notebooks, okay, that polythene like the things. So that is called as a vinyl resins. So they are very resistant in corrosion as well as chemical resistance, and they can easily adapt to any type of harsh environment also. So for this reason, whatever the vinyl ester resins are there, so whatever the blends are there, so they will be using in between this polyester as well as epoxy resins, where we cannot find the applications for this polyester as well as epoxy resins. As an intermediary between these two, we can use this vinyl ester resin, or blended with other types of polyesters also we can use. So they are very much effective, they are water resistant, they are corrosion resistant. Okay, so due to this water resistant corrosion resistance, they are very much finding the applications in marine industries. So uses we can say uses are nothing but coating for metallic surfaces. Why? Because they are excellent corrosion resistant. And also in the electronics, we can use electrical components manufacturing also, we can use this one. Then electrical insulator manufacturing also, this type of vinyl resins we can use. Then fiber reinforced plastic materials and structural adhesives also we can use this type of paints. And also as a sealant, it is also a good sealant material also in paint, and also a good corrosion preventer also. This type of paints we can use. Okay, these are the resins. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will go for the next topic, which is a solvent. Yeah, is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, then these are the resins. Usually to have a paint vehicle, what happens? We have to have one other component. So that is, paint vehicle is nothing but binder plus solvent. So okay, the first component of any type of paint vehicle is the binder or this resins. Okay, so far I think we have covered everything, whatever is there in your syllabus. So this is the classification of resins. In this one, whatever the green marks are there, so green text is there, so that is there in your syllabus. So out of the natural resins, these are rosin and shellac is your there in your this one syllabus, and also in the synthetic resins are based on application. So I hope the convertible paints and non-convertible paints, the difference between these two. So the convertible paint is nothing but, so whenever some paint is there, okay, it will undergo only the partial polymerization reaction. Okay, during preparation, only partial polymerization reaction. After preparation, that paint, whenever you are applying on some substrate, okay, after that they will undergo a complete polymerization reaction. After undergoing a complete polymerization reaction, then only it will give some adhesive film on the substrate. So that is called as a convertible paint. So after applying, it will undergo a reaction. Okay, not before that one. Before that one, it will partially undergo a polymerization reaction. After application on the substrate, it will undergo a good polymerization reaction, and they will offer some a strong thick film of this of the paint. Then non-convertible is nothing but, so before application, like during the preparation of paint itself, that will undergo a reaction, polymerization reaction. So finally, what we have to do is just we have to apply that paint on some substrate. So after applying that paint on some substrate, then we can by evaporation of that solvent, okay, the mechanism of paint, like evaporation of a solvent, that will leave one thick film or a thin film or a thick film, depending on whatever the molecular weight of that film. So after that it will leave, so there is no reaction after that one. Only the mechanism is there, in which the mechanism, what it is saying, only due to the evaporation of a solvent. So this evaporation of solvent, the paint film is depositing on that one. But convertible paint is completely different. So before preparation, they will have a in preparation they will have a very slight reaction or a partial condensation reaction. This one, polymerization reaction. After, when we apply on the substrate, then only they are going for this complete reaction. So that's the difference between convertible and non-convertible paints. So in the convertible range, you can apply this one, alkyd resins, epoxy resins, then phenolic resins. In the non-convertible type, means they are prepared to some due to some reaction, complete polymerization reaction beforehand, and after applying on the substrate, they are not at all undergoing any reaction. Only the mechanism, by evaporating the solvent, they are depositing the film. So that's, or chlorinated rubber and vinyl chloride. If the question is asking like that, explain about the resins which are used in non-convertible paints, means, so any two you have to refer, or two you can just give the examples and you can elaborate for this two. Then explain about the application, about the binders which are used for the convertible paints, means any three, okay, which are given in the green color. Any three, you have to give three examples of this one: alkyd resins, epoxy resins, phenolic resins. So in between this one, epoxy, phenolic resins are also there. Phenolic aldehyde resins, alkyd resins, phenolic alkyd resins. So fourth type of phenolic alkyd resins are there, which are nothing but a combination of phenolic resin plus alkyd resins. You have to explain in such a way. So that you have to explain, and explain about the natural resins they are asking, means, so you have to explain about, give an example what is a natural resin. So based on the source, the natural resins are classified into two types, and the based on solubility, they are classified into two types. Then you have to give, there are two examples for the based on the source. One is a rosin and another one is the shellac. Then rosin and shellac you have to elaborate on your own. Okay, this is regarding the resin. Then tomorrow we are going to start this one, solvents. So various types of solvents are there. So nearly about seven, I think six type of solvents, I think it is there. So that solvent we will discuss in detail. 5 to 6 solvents are there. That solvent we will discuss in detail. What type of solvents is there? Depending on which type of application, we have to choose what type of solvent. So that I will try to elaborate in the next class. Yeah.